So today I'm going to talk about what a low mood is and what to do when you're in one. So first of all, let's define what a low mood is. So if you were to ask somebody on the street, and this was actually inspired by a post I saw from somebody earlier talking about low moods and how essentially the gist of it was that, they're a pain in the backside, but we can't really do anything about them. All we can do really is just accept that they're going to come up now and again and that they're temporary, that we essentially he was likening them to clouds where we know the sun is behind them, but they suck when we're having them. But we don't need to worry about them because the sun is there behind the clouds, and they're just going to pass, and they're no big deal. We just manage them as best we can. So it doesn't sound like a very hopeful philosophy for one thing, but it is something that I would have agreed with, absolutely would have agreed with, up until maybe 2 or 3 years ago. But the interesting thing is, the sun is often quoted in reference to low moods, in terms of just because the clouds are covering everything up right now and you feel bad, it doesn't mean the sun isn't there waiting to break through, and that the sun won't break through when the fog lifts. So this guy was talking about fog, and then when fog lifts, the sun is revealed, and it's been there all along, and so we don't need to worry because we're going to feel better soon. That's fine, and that may be true, but it's interesting the sun is referenced because unlike the sun is a real thing, okay? No one would dispute that the sun isn't real or a real thing. But in fact, low moods are not a thing, in the sense that you can't touch a low mood, you can't see a low mood, you can't sense it, you can't smell it, you can't pick it up, you can't find it. If I ask you to go and find a low mood, locate it and show me where it is, you're not going to be able to do that. No one is. So if you think about it, if you boil it down to the essentials, the first principles, we can't actually locate a low mood. It isn't a real thing. But what it is a sensation of energy. It's a sensation or energy, right, that we're experiencing, that we're feeling. So I'm not saying that we don't feel, a low mood, what we would call a low mood. But if you really distill it down, a low mood is a name. It's a label that we give to some sort of energy, some sort of feeling, some sort of sensation that we're resisting. We don't like what we're feeling. Because if you think about it, if you were feeling the energy of what you call a low mood, but it wasn't a big deal and it didn't bother you, or it wasn't something that you felt was a problem, would you even call it a low mood? Right? So if you're feeling what we call happy, joyful, a feeling of freedom, a feeling of gliding through your day, of being in flow, maybe you're feeling excited, maybe you're feeling, just happy and in good form. You don't mull over that, right? You don't question it. You don't label it as such. You might say, "Oh, I'm feeling really good today. I wonder why that is." Okay, yeah, this is happening. That's happening, but there's no resistance there. Is the point? There's no resistance to the good feelings. They're just there, and they're just flowing through you, and you're happy for them. You're grateful for them, or maybe you're not. Maybe you're not even aware of them at all. But the key point is you're not resisting those feelings, and so they're free to just be. They're free to just be. They're free to just flow. Nothing standing in their way. You're not trying to block them or resist them. And that's why a good mood is just there. It's just enjoyable. And, they come and go freely, right? What we call low moods, then it's like the opposite, right? Isn't it? It's like the opposite. It's like some sensation, some feeling, some emotion that we're not happy with. And we're like, oh, I don't feel great today. Why is that? Why do I hate feeling like this again, this feeling again? So there's some sort of feeling, sensation, memory, thought pattern, images, something from the past. The past as well doesn't exist, right? It's a memory carried through time. It's a thought carried through time, rather. And so just think about this, right? If you felt what you call a low mood and it wasn't an issue, and you weren't labeling it as a low mood or being down in the dumps. Notice how they're all labels, right? We've got different terminology, we've got different labels and badges, descriptions for what a low mood is. Down in the dumps, feeling low, in a low mood, feeling blue. All descriptions for whatever energy is passing through at the moment, but we're saying, not happy with this. Don't like this feeling. The common thread is resistance. So then, and it's also wanting it to change, right? Because if you're resisting something, by definition, you are wanting it to change, right? Because if you weren't resisting it, you would be free to just let it do what it's going to do. And that's the key. If you can just be with that energy, if you can just be with whatever is coming up for you right now, if you can just let that energy do what it's going to do, let it come in the front door and leave the back door open, to paraphrase a saying, can't remember who said it right now, but you can leave your front door open. Basically the saying goes, you can leave your front door open whenever you feel this kind of energy. You can leave your front door open and your back door open, but you don't need to make those feelings tea. That's essentially that's the saying. So you can just let whatever it is be and do its thing. And what you'll find is, when you're not resisting, when you're not labeling, when you're not pushing against something, when you're not saying this is unacceptable, why do I feel this way? Why do I always feel this way? All of that is the mind's narration, the mind's storytelling, the mind's protests about that energy. Watch, observe, just let it do what it's going to do. No action is required. You can stay really, really still as the observer of that energy, not needing to do anything about it. It's not you, it's not part of you, it's just energy that by calling it a low mood, you're attaching to it, you're labeling it, you're saying, hey, that's a problem right there, that low mood. When you don't do that, when you simply are the witnesser, the watcher of that energy, and you're not feeling the need to do anything about it or change anything, watch what happens. So let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your comments, and let me know if you're going to try this and then how it works for you. Do let me know.